We turn our focus this week to a group of unsung heroes in the military. They are the caregivers, the healers, the nurses.
Faces where fear and courage both showed, while trusting in us, all life outflowed. The blood of heroes is on my hands, freely spilt in foreign lands.
Few understand the cost of war like military nurses.
I felt it was a privilege to take care of those young men.
The reason we're here is because people sacrificed their lives.
At that time, I was like 21.
All three of these Navy nurses spent part of their 20s treating young men their age and younger, including teenagers wounded on the battlefields of Vietnam.
It stays with you for the rest of your life.
Helen Roth served both stateside and then an overseas tour on a hospital ship closer to the war zone.
Too many amputees, burns. Napalm does a very bad job on people. And those were all lessons that I filed away.
What moved you the most about treating these patients?
Everything.
Judy credits hard work and scholarships for helping her go from growing up poor on a farm in Kentucky to earning the title naval officer, overseeing patients and teaching new nurses across a 28-year military career.
And I was one of those corpsmen that was always taking care of a 30 people ward.
It was a privilege to be in the service and to serve your country.
Carol Willard was a nurse at age 21, and memories of her military service remain vivid 6 decades later.
You're thrown in situations that you've never been in before.
All three say beyond helping troops heal disfiguring wounds, the nurses found what those young men needed even more was emotional support.
And many times it was just a matter of standing by the bedside holding a hand and listening.
Pulled out of the fight overseas, at home, these nurses described wounded warriors facing rejection by society and even their own families.
There was a lot of young men that I treated at Great Lakes that had families come to visit them and basically walk away from them. They'd say, you know, I can't handle this, I'm gone. And especially girlfriends.
And you're shocked that that happens.
Yeah.
Is it fair to say that you are some of the unsung support people in our military?
Oh, absolutely.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yes.
In almost 90% of the cases, these nurses don't know the fate of the troops they treated. But there is a Marine named Jerry.
Jerry Statmiller.
And Jerry is 50 years removed from this war. You still think about it.
Yeah.
Blinded and scarred in battle, Jerry turned to counseling fellow veterans in California.
We still communicate. He calls every once in a while, or I call him on the phone. But, you know, I would be amiss. I wouldn't like myself if I could set all of that aside and not ever think about it again.
Military memories from 3 friends, 3 Navy nurses, 3 patriots. You heard Miss Helen Roth open that story with a poem, and you can read one of her poems in its entirety right now at WBIR.com.